Hi, Niyi. Thanks for joining me once again.
It's good to be back here.
You know, when I was growing up, my grandmother always used to encourage me with a certain expression. I hated plaiting my hair, and she would say, "Don't you know that it takes pains to be beautiful?" And that somehow it would, get me going. And it reminds me of another expression that we use often. I don't know if it means quite the same thing. No pain, no gain.
Well, somehow it does, but well, I think that's what our elders have passed across to us to let us know that look, things are not going to be gotten on the platter of gold. You have to work yourself. I mean, you have to work very hard to get it. Don't expect things to come easy. But one way or the other, when you look at it now and this present generation, you realize that things probably are changing a little bit. So no pain, no gain, good. But right now, every business person knows that for you to make more money, you have to reduce the pain of people. But sometimes, you know what, it doesn't have to be your pain. I'll prefer it to be my mother's pain, you know, she's got through it, and I'm just enjoying the inheritance.
That's the mantra of a different generation. But should there be a limit to the pain?
Well, the limit to the pain, I think where you're going, your journey, your destination, the time is the kind of pain that you go through. Sometimes it's prolonged because of the kind of thing that you're looking at and the kind of person you want to become or the kind of destiny that you have to fulfill. And so sometimes it varies, very relative from person to person, but there's always an element of pain. But sometimes where you're coming from and where you're going will determine the length or the severity of the pain that you go through.
Okay. So there is always a process then that one goes through before you can say that you have gained.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
So let me go back to the beginning and what my grandmother used to say, that it takes pain to be beautiful. When you look at women today and you look at all the different additions, some are additions, some are subtractions, all of them have taken some kind of pain, some degree of pain, really. At the end of the day, do they come out as being more beautiful?
The most important thing is that we need to know what beauty means. And then, for me, I think beauty is more of inside, not outside. And then we must also respect our mothers because childbirth kind of makes the body, take some different kind of shapes. So probably, the tummy comes out and everything because we were there for 9 months. So getting those body back into shape may take some really, really, really serious pain. But I think it's more of inner character for me when it comes to a woman. The beauty is not just outside, it's inside. And then when you get it on the inside right, you're beautiful on the inside. There's a way to radiate out there. And you have almost the same features as other people that they call not too beautiful. Well, because you're beautiful on the inside, and then the aura that you radiate is quite different. I mean,
it makes you glow.
It makes you glow and makes you beautiful. But definitely there's always a side of a pain. And what I mean by pain is that the discipline you have to go through.
All right.
The stretch, you have to stretch yourself. You have to do things that people will not normally do. And when people are not jogging, taking a walk, they expect you to take more walks than people would take. And that's where the pain is. Because everything that is beautiful will cost you something. It will cost you something. Like I said, it's always good sometimes when it's someone else who is paying the bills.
Okay, well, since you've talked about inner beauty, I think we can end this conversation by looking at personal development.
Okay.
Because people look at others' success and imagine that, oh, I'd like to be like that, but they have no idea what process others have gone through to be able to get there. So maybe you could just say one or two things about personal development.
Okay, good. I think just going by the story, for every story, glory, there's a story. And then I think the wise one amongst us are the people who like to sit down and then understand the person that is on the stage or probably on the limelight, at the limelight right now. So you have to sit down, look at that, and that's where personal development comes in. And then personal development comes in different forms, you know. I always tell people sometimes it comes through scholarship, that is school in the four walls of the university or four walls of school, that's scholarship. And then sometimes it comes through apprenticeship.
Okay.
And then our Eastern brothers in Nigeria, they'll be able to exemplify that. And sometimes it also comes through internship.
Right.
Internship, you know, you spend 1 or 2 months with somebody who is there so that you can understand the story, not just the glory. And then the fourth one is that it comes through mentoring. Mentoring is when you tag along and then you're there trying to understand by observation.
Yes.
Because most of the things that will change our lives are probably not going to be taught. I mean T-A-U-G-H. They're going to be caught, C-A-U-G-H. So, and you catch through observation. You catch through by hanging around the person with the so-called glory, with the so-called success story. When you hang around, you'll be able to see a lot of things about the processes that probably the person went through to get to that point. So you have scholarship, apprenticeship, internship, mentorship as you move on, and then everything just ties around the relationship. The relationship. I always tell people that if you give me, if you ask me that what is the one thing that you need to succeed in life, I'll tell you don't need God, I'll tell you don't need church, you don't need mosques, you don't need all that. I'll tell you what you need is a relationship. Because I tell people, even without a relationship with your God can do nothing.
Yes.
Without a relationship with a church, your mosque can do nothing. So relationship for me is very, very vital. And that's where personal development comes from. Because sometimes you hang around people, you may not be that educated, they force you to read. You hang around people, you may not be that exposed because you hang around them, they forced you to
learn
by the things they say.
Yes.
And then that's why I cherish this moment with you, man.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you very much. So at the end of the day, really, the truth is no pain, no gain.
No pain, no gain, yeah. But it doesn't have to be your pain anyway.